All right, here we are. Back again. Why is my thing all screwed up? There we go. Hello. Welcome, y'all, to the live stream. But I don't look too raggedy, too weird. With the stash. I shaved yesterday. Kind of wanted to make sure I got all clean cut, but we're back. It's another Friday, another live stream, another day to talk toys, another week of survival in our world, in our country. It's a day. It's living. Today was actually pretty good, at least for me personally. Worked, got off early, got a picture done, so expect that. By the 20th, should be up on the gram by that time, and big collab picture. I'll kind of give a little bit of a spoiler later, but welcome. I'm Justin the Zilla. As y'all who know, who have been here, and those who do not know, I'm going to move my lights a little bit more so I'm showing a little better. Is that better? Can't really tell. Okay. But yeah, so every week, every Friday, if we're able, we look at a figure to open up, and we also look at weekly pickups and just talk toys, talk movies, shows, games, whatever. Whatever y'all want to chat about, I'll yap for a couple hours, for a few hours. I'm like, if I can do 1 to 3, or in some cases almost 4 hours. I think I've only done one that's gone like 4 hours, so not yet, but you know, we've been getting close. But yeah, back again, talking figures, doing our thing. So yeah, I guess, okay, so first thing I guess I'll go over the picture I did. Kind of a little bit of a spoiler, but a bit of fun, but I did some shooting with the Marvel Legends Spider-Woman. This is specifically their newest one, that came with the Super Skrull 2-pack, where she was Skrull Queen, because, you know, in Secret Wars, or Secret Invasion, it was revealed, that Jessica Drew was replaced by the Skrull Queen. And I do have both of her more extended wings. I think it just looks pretty good there. So she'll probably stay like this for the rest of her shelf life, whenever they make another new one that has all pinless and has the double joints. Because they honestly should, they should have done that before anyways. Excuse me, but yeah, cool figure. Might do another Spider-Man picture. I'm kind of iffy on the picture that I took, but overall, like, I like it. It's not perfect. I think it's very basic, but still something I wanted to finally shoot a character that I've always liked to grow up with in the Spider-Man universe, so pretty fun. And, not a bad figure. This works still very well. It's still an older body. I think this is the old Miss Marvel figure, so a little old, well, very old. Like what? If this has the copyright, does it even have the copyright on it? I know this was like 2010s, probably like 2013, 2012, maybe, even back then. That's crazy. All right. In any case, cool little figure. Nice to do a new shot of her and to do a new picture. It's always like difficult, but it's fun to get back in to the whole thing. So yeah, and then we'll just get right on to weekly pickups, because last week, of course, I had the giant haul, because we were looking at our things, because it was the first stream of the week, and I was kind of like, okay, I gotta get stuff done, because I was working the day after on that Saturday. Of course, it's later tonight, because don't work tomorrow. Thank God. Don't work until Tuesday, because Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So happy birthday, MLK. You're a goat. It's sad that you were fucking murdered. fuck that guy. Fuck the guy who murdered him, specifically. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so last week, had a bunch of stuff here on the bed to kind of look at, and I kind of forgot a fair bit, so we're gonna come back around and look at the pickups from last week, and then I did get a few pickups this week, all very special, very cool figures. So first thing, the last thing I got at North Carolina, oh yeah, and I didn't even show off. Hold on, I forgot about this. I don't think I even showed this off, but we'll get to him after the fact. Okay, so first thing, I'm gonna be careful. I still have a crappy chair. Hopefully I'm getting something new for my birthday, because next week, next Friday, next Saturday, my birthday. Hint, hint. We're doing something cool next week. And yeah, we'll be looking at it in the pickups. Okay. So yeah, the last thing I forgot to show from my hometown visit for Christmas and New Year's at one of the local comic shops is the Marvel Legends Classified Series Crockmaster with Fiona and the two baby little crooks there. So very cool. It's nice to finally get this kind of like a weird, kind of like more unique characters here for the shelf for the Joes. So very cool. It does actually. It's like I did just notice there as you can see, Crockmaster. He's got two in the back there. So that would have been cool to see. Maybe have like a big old pack where he comes with two of them, and then has a bunch of baby Crocs. But in any case, still a great set. Gonna be opening this on the stream at some point. Also, $35. That's pretty freaking good. Thank you, local businesses. Go support your local shops. Sometimes they have good prices. Sometimes it's a little bit more expensive, but sometimes they got good shit. Most of the time they do, so go support them. Because, major corporations, even though this is from a major corporation, this is from Hasbro, for God's sake, but they make cool figures, and I like collecting figures, and this is who makes them, so just support the businesses. Even though it's going money to there, it's going to their pocket as well. Support your businesses, I guess, is the through line, but cool figure. Can't wait to open that. Can't wait to see how they do a crocodile figure. I remember watching a couple of reviews when this figure first came out, and did impress. But I was like, oh wait, I'm kind of waiting to see, because I'm not the biggest Joe guy, but I'm like, it's like, hey, and they got cool figures. It's like, as long as they keep making them and then they're good and I can fit them in the collection, that's all I care about. So pretty cool. Oh yeah. So then next, first thing I got, the first haul of the new year that I didn't, that I forgot to show off, was shopping around. I was, doing grocery shopping as usual, also shopping around because it was one of my friend's birthdays. So we had a whole thing, so I was like, okay, I gotta get him something. And I don't have that stuff because, of course, I gifted him because it's his shit now. But first thing I did, I was at Walmart going around getting groceries, and I was like, I wonder if they got new figures in stock. It's like in the video game section / movies, where they have most of the NECA and a lot of the more other kind of type of figures, like anime and stuff. Didn't have very much, about the same of what they've had before, so I was like, oh, okay. Not too bad, but pretty all right. But then going over to the regular toy aisle, they had not really restocked Legends. Haven't really been doing too much of those. But they did get the new G.I. Joe Classified Cover Girl. This retro card. Okay, so it's not classified. This is just the retro card Cover Girl. I know probably more people probably already have this figure. Also when it comes to the, oh yeah, and then they also did have plenty of Flint and also of the Bubble Trooper. I forget what that guy's name is. They gotta put nameplates on these because I don't know anyone. But you know, needed the Cover Girl specifically, just like this look for her. I like that she has like a big smile, and then she has, you know, the separate hat head and has all these cool weapons and stuff. So definitely going to be opening her at some point, and then definitely got to get Flint there as well. Got to get a classic one, and and he did look pretty good, but I was just like, I'll wait. I just want to just get one figure and call it good for now. So pretty good, cool figure. Can't wait to open her. Definitely going to be a stream at some point. And first, I would say kind of like the first actual like figure, at least for me, like for 2026, that's had an actual release this year, I guess. What's all the copyright? I'm trying to see. Okay, so technically this is, I guess, 2025. So I don't know if this was in December or maybe November for other areas, maybe even a little bit sooner, but I got her now, and she looks great. So pretty cool. And then went over to my local mall. Was shopping around there for more gifts for my friend's birthday. And of course, they have an FYE. And I was like, all right. It's like I got a few things. Yeah, some fun kind of glassware and like little plushes and stuff there and other figures. But, you know, I don't know if this is every FYE, but it's like by ours, but they've been having literally like, it feels like it's been like a whole year of them buy one, get one 25% off. So I was like, you know what? It's like, and I was looking through all the figure stuff and I was like, okay. It's like, okay. Yeah, there's definitely like potential here for what's to come. What the heck? Okay. But yeah, so first thing I noticed was they had the Star Wars Black Series Tala Durf Imperial Officer, who was from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. She was down to like $8, as you can see there, so pretty nice. It's like, it's just nice having kind of just like an officer, even though like she was a rebel spy, was the whole story. So it's like, it was cool. So, you know, have also a female kind of like a star, like Imperial officer kind of figure to go with the Empire figures, because I don't have any other officers besides Tarkin. That's really it. So nice to have a little bit more. Definitely need to get the other ones because they're all great and they'll look good, but they're just stupid expensive for some reason because people are bastards. So yeah, but cool little figure there. Very nice. I need to be more careful about that because that's gonna land right there. And then it's like with a biggie there, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be picking this up because I'm just like, it's like, okay, I'll take advantage of this for now. Is they had the CT Toys Street Fighter 2 Blanca, and he was only $35 originally. Okay, can I admit this? They did have where the original price was $40, as you can see there, but on there they had also that on there. But also the weird thing, yeah, when I rang it up, was that it rang up actually as $50. So like nearly $60, like almost as like after tax and all that stuff. And I was like that's not right. It's like, that should be $35. And they complied. They were like, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. So I was like, all right, cool. I got my Blanca. He was only 35, so not bad for him. It's like, I mean, he's a bigger figure. He's got more, you know, accessories, has whole effect pieces, and, you know, is a pretty specific sculpt. So, yeah, pretty nice. Finally get more Street Fighter. I still got Cammy up there. Guile is definitely next on the list. He's been on the list for a while, but I've just been waiting because I've been like, I get there. So definitely soon. I think it's specifically with Cammy and Guile and DJ are basically like a wave 3 because that's kind of how they released them. DJ I'm not really big on, but I'm like, I'll get him at some point. But I was like, okay, Blanca's on the list. I'm getting him now, just to have it. I don't know what I'll do next for that, because I know there's been like some kind of like confusion about, about like, it's like what's a wave, because of like single figures have been just releasing at certain points, so there's not really a wave of figures anymore. It's kind of like, all right, it's like the like basically like they'll make them, put them out there whenever they can, and then just release them. So it's like it's not really a wave. It's just a gradual thing. It's like, and we have seen, I think, literally every character on this little thing now. So that's nice to know. That already is like that they have already planned it out. So they're going to be completing this wave, this whole series. So I might be pretty set when it comes to Street Fighter characters in a minute. I'll have to get more shelf space, but that's always the thing, because I have them up on a thing and they're only on 1. They probably need like 3 if I'm getting all of them, which I'm planning on. So yeah, so it's like, it's probably Guile and DJ I'll probably get next. I'll finally get them and kind of have them for the collection, and then we can do Cammy too, because she's one of my mainstays perspective. So there she is. Oh yeah, and also no change here on the wall. Self-seen. We'll get there at some point, but it just hasn't been time. It hasn't been it yet. But yeah, but I have all my other figures there. I have my Power Rangers collection, my Lightning collection. I have all my Ranger, and also the Psycho Rangers, and the Putties, and what's her name from Mighty Morphin, in the all gold. Can't remember what her name is, but she's also another Asian lady. But they look right there. I couldn't fit the monsters, so they're kind of in limbo right now on the floor. So I had to figure out a spot for them. And then I also put up my Indiana Jones, the Avengers series up there on a shelf over there. I'll show it at some point. It's like, I gotta do a whole tour, but I gotta clean stuff up bad, and I need to reorganize and dust and get everything done, because even as like my MCU shelf is in shambles, because that's where I had the Indiana Jones stuff, but now that's all moved. So figure out what's going on there. So in due time, we'll get everything sorted and we can see everything how I want it. For now, well, unless I get rid of this big old wooden shelf one day. But yeah, but like Godzilla stuff is fine. Horror collection's fine. The main Avengers are good. Avengers, like our Marvel Universe / the street level heroes, that's fine. The Spider-Man one's good. X-Men, of course, is in shambles because we're doing X-Men today. And then DC's fine. Joe's are kind of, but they're fine. And then then my list, and then my miscellaneous ones are okay. And then the Star Wars one is pretty good. And then the cartoon turtles are great, and movie turtles, and the Playmates. But the Playmates are always moved because I use the table for this thing. So rambling, yapping, Blanca, cool figure, I don't know what they're gonna do for the movie. It's Jason Momoa. He's still got the beard. He looks actually pretty good, even though he's just even though he's just a CGI thing. He's not really flying. He doesn't really have the makeup, I don't think, and he probably wouldn't really care to do it anyways. A little bit of shade, I guess, but I love Jason Momoa. How could I not? But yeah, so yeah, so that is the haul. So with the Crocmaster, ended the new year. Well, what with this? Oh yeah, and also, gotta say, I don't think did I show this? I can't remember if I did or not. But also, also on my trip to my hometown, checked out an anime shop, and they had this guy, a little plushy Rodan, who's got a little dangle. I think we did show this off last time, but still want to reiterate. This thing's great. I love this. I'm so glad I got this. It's really cool. It's really nice. I still, it's like, I do kind of have to see if I can like fix these wings. Cause one is kind of like more kind of like curved to the front, and then this one is like curved to the back, as you can see. So it's like, I kind of prefer if both of them are curved to the back or to the front, but I don't think either one's really gonna comply specifically, so I gotta see what I can do. But he kind of just hangs out. I got a little place for him, so he just hangs there. Looks cool, looks cute. Just a little plushy Rodan, looking amazing, and kind of Showa. So, oh yeah, and then also I I think I talked about this last time too, but definitely need to get me a Godzilla plush. They did have some, but it's just not my favorite designs of what they've been doing more recently. So I'll be like, I'll see till later. So it's like, cause I got a mind's eye of what that Godzilla would look like as a plush. So something to do. I'm also messing with my mustache. Make it look good. I just hate that I have this gap here, and then my upper lip. It's kind of shown off there. I don't know. It's fine. Still getting used to the stash just by itself, but it's all big and mushy. Looks good. Looks decent. But yeah. But Plushie Rodan. Amazing. And then now we'll finally get into the stuff that kind of came in this week. When it comes figure-wise. First two things, big things, is like in figures I purchased on Christmas Day, because I was just like, you know what? They've reminded me a few times, being like, hey, these are here. They're still here. You sure you don't want to get them? I'm like, all right, I'll finally get them, because they look great. But we'll be opening them not anytime soon. It's literally gonna be when we get around to Christmas again, like basically to the month of December, we're gonna come back to these, even though they're gonna be like, a year old by this point. So first we have the Four Horsemen Studios, the Ghost of Christmas Past. So she'll definitely be opened. I don't know if she'll be in my Christmas one, like the week of Christmas. She might be like the first week, Yeah, we'll start. It's like where this is this is the Ghost of Christmas Past, as in a past release coming years back. I got a thing on my ear. Okay. But yeah, Ghost of Christmas Past figure. Looks great. Seen all the pictures, seen all the things. She looks amazing. So finally pulled the trigger on her. And then also, I wasn't planning on getting this figure like at all, but it's like but everything I saw, and also seeing the little the bonus thing that came with this, also I was just like, all right, you freaking got me, guys. Another Four Horsemen Studios original, the Mouse King from the Nutcracker with his multiple heads and everything. This figure This box is so freaking heavy. I could bash someone with this if I really wanted to. But I wouldn't want to do that to my poor box because it's very nice. It's very cool. So this will probably be this will probably be done on the week of Christmas this year. So expect this. It looks so good. Can't wait to see what more Christmassy, or I guess technically it's Christmas. I want to say holidays, but it's like, you know, it's like, well, we can generalize. You know, it's the holidays, around the holiday time. And I'll be talking like this probably again. I'll probably still have this mustache, maybe, unless I get tired of it. And hopefully my hair is a little better. Hopefully I get a haircut by that point. But yeah, in any case, great looking figure. Can't wait to open this. It just looks spectacular. Even without even like seeing it, but like knowing what's in here and seeing this box art, it's just like, bro, I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. I mean, even like the little emblem, and then they give you like the little blurb on the back that gives you the background on the whole thing, and that's the same for the Ghost of Christmas Past, where you have a little thing explaining, or like a little like, oh, these are like passages from the book involving the Ghost of Christmas Past. So pretty sweet. And then last thing, something I technically actually didn't purchase, but was gifted to me. I did pay a bit of shipping because I was like, bro, you're being so generous. How could I not at least pay this much, even though you're like, don't pay? And I'm like, take my money, you motherfucker. So shout out. Oh, I'm about to fall over. So shout out to my bro, Silent Rob Productions here on YouTube. He basically gifted me this, being like, hey, I got an extra one. You want it? And I'm like, fuck yeah. Of course I would want a Fond Joy David Cornsweat Superman figure. And it's like, and now with this, I have opened this before. I mean, but this figure, I don't even want to like show y'all. Because, you know, it's like it does open at the front, but I'm like, do I want to show? I might want to wait. Because this is definitely going to be opened next week, next Friday, the day before my birthday. So it kind of feels like a special occasion type of thing. So I'm just like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to like mess with this, see what's going on. And it's cool, you know, messing with different, with different companies with specific looks and franchise kind of things here. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm just looking at it. I don't even want to show y'all. Okay, I'll show. But there he is with Crypto. I'm going to make sure he's not going to fall out there. But there he is. The world looking pretty sick. So yeah, I cannot wait. And apparently it's like, and I can kind of tell, like, he kind of scales well with the McFarlane kind of figures. He might be like a little closer to 6-inch. Well, this is 1/9, they call it. So it's not a 1/12 figure. It's actually technically, I guess, a little bigger. So it is a bit bigger. So I guess that would be, what's, because 1/12 is 6 inches. So 5, well, 7, 8, 9. So I guess 9. I don't get it. Okay. Well, 6. So 12 is 6. 11 is, in that case, 7. 10 is 8 if I'm just going down. And then 1/9 is 9-inch scale, which doesn't really work for this, because this is more of like just 7-inch. So I don't know what that would be. About 1/3. I mean, it's not a 3 or a 6 because, you know, it's not that big or that small. So I don't know. I'll do the math on that. I guess I'll Google that. See what's going on with the scaling on this. But it looks great. Has a cool box, cool promo images. So, and comes with apparently a pretty decent amount of accessories. And then they also, I think it's just announced that they also have a battle damaged version that apparently, comes with a couple alternate heads, and the head sculpts actually look pretty good on that one. It's like, especially with the paint. So looks a bit more accurate, I think, to how David looks in the film. So might be potentially something, I don't know. I might just be okay with this, but we'll see, because this will be next week. So spoilers, but get ready. Get ready for Superman. Bro, been needing a David Cornsweet. I love David Cornsweet as Superman. He's so great. He's like the most perfect guy you can get for that role. Like, at this time, he's the guy. I know people like Henry Cavill, and he was great for what he got. Like, he was good. Superman wasn't great. Just kind of like, all right. It's just, he's just all mopey again. He's all dark and weird for some reason. But still has, you know, a little bit of charisma. He's still pretty fun. So yeah. Yeah. Great figures. Good amount of pickups. A lot of toys. A lot of just stuff happening. But yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anything else to show off, to talk about before we get into this figure? I don't think so. Oh yeah. Be sure, like this video, this stream. Anyone here who will potentially be here live, drop a like. It helps. Also comment on here or on any videos or any shorts what you want to see here on the channel. I'd appreciate it. I like seeing options or any recommendations or any questions, or if y'all are like, oh, that's cool, and I'm like, oh, thank you, because that's even nice too. So I appreciate it. And then also subscribe to the channel, hoping we can get to like 500 if possible. I don't even know what we're at right now. I haven't been looking at it. I should probably be looking at that and giving an update every freaking week. But I haven't. I haven't been doing that because I've been busy working. Why am I going country? It's the stash. It's the hat. It's the mullet. I'm a country boy. Not really. I used to be, I guess, technically. I literally lived in the country where we were surrounded by tobacco fields. And the fam was like, you know what? We're moving. Years later, it's like, God damn, I've been living here more than I've been living there. So I'm more of a city boy, I guess. Or just a little towns boy. From the suburb. Just a suburban white boy. Trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Because I'm nearly 25. In this day and age. A weird time. A weird freaking time, bro. Alright. Alright. End off with all the yapping, all the talking about other things. So, I think we're going to go ahead, switch our camera over, look at our CT Toys. Another CT Toys yet again. Very fun. Always love these CT Toys. And we'll get right into the unboxing. There we are. Let me check something real quick. Make sure I am secure and not getting messed up. Hold on. And we're back. Hopefully I was still muted that whole time. But here is our CT Toys Gambit figure. I think my camera's a little dusty. It don't look as good as it usually does. I usually wipe this all down, but having this go around. All right. Here we are. That look better? That looks way better, bro. But there it is. Here's the figure in all of its plastic glory. Doing its thing. So yeah, so this is from CT Toys, who, as y'all in the know, where they do sculpts specifically mainly from Mezco, doing Marvel Legends. I think they've done a couple DC, and probably a few other figures, maybe even some of their originals, but I think it's mainly just all this. But yeah, but they have done a version of the Mafex Gambit from X-Men. This is basically, you know, the figure, but reproduced in some factory in another. It's like in another factory in China, where they're like, oh, all right, we'll just take that mold and we're just gonna make the thing. So pretty cool, pretty nice, and not too bad, shabby looking. And of course, here on the packaging, probably the big thing that's very noticeable is that there's a lot of dead space here, but this is, you know, where your X-Men Gambit and kind of all your Marvel copyright stuff would go. But they've got rid of all that, have just the CT logo there, have the Mafex Gambit promo images there, have of course the window with the figure, a few of the accessories, has that little thing there, says with an ace up our sleeves. Nice. 131 6-inch CT. The top have a screaming face head of Gambit. Another Mafex thing there with the cards throwing. Has the X-Men logo there. Same head thing going on there. Has a nice promo shot of the Mafex figure. I will be naming Mafex a lot because this is their thing, and then that's their picture probably, most likely, from what it looks like. But, you know, not too bad. And then number 131 X-Men logo there. And on the other side has the thing, and of course doesn't have any text. It's all just pictures and stuff. But then on the back here, I have this upper yellow kind of dot thing going on here. Number 131, some more promo shots of the figure. Looking amazing. All the accessories and the separate heads there. Very nice. Wording there, ages 15 and up. And at the bottom has that yellow. So a lot of pink, a lot of yellow, a bit of black colored thing. A warning. And then this is blowing out the camera. You can't even see any of the warning stuff. It's all printed so specifically, like you can barely even read that. Like, that's impossible. It just looks like a jumbled mess of things, of symbols. So in any case, we're gonna open up this guy, and get a look at them and see what CT Toys has brought to us today. Because I have like 2 so far, yeah. And they're pretty good. The first one I got is like, it's kind of aged. I think they could do a better version now. But another one I have is still pretty good. Still has a little bit like of QC issues, but you know, you kind of expect that with a third-party version of an official figure. So it's not going to be entirely perfect, but that's what the price is for. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna open this guy up. Got Mr. X-Acto here. I guess what side did I do? I feel like going left. The right way to go. It's how we do Legends, so why not do that here? There we go. Hopefully, I guess we'll see if that's going to be all we need from Mr. X-Acto. Looks to be so, and then that was very dangerous. That to the there, I guess. And then, as you can see on the inside of the packaging, has just that pink dot pattern going on there from top to bottom. So, pretty good. Still kind of basic. It's just, you know, it's just the Mafex, but without all the copyright and text stuff there. But still a nice little box and works very well for the figure. Put that over there. Okay. Now here we have Gambit and his second tray. Accessories here. Also, the stand and stand pieces. So this is an all-out little thing here. So this already feels kind of worth the price. Just alone on this stuff, on how much you get. So pretty cool. But yeah, I guess first we'll get into these little smaller accessories. Gonna do this. Get this up here. Pretty good. All right, so I guess first we'll do this small one that actually comes in a nice little baggie here. I assume this is going to be for some of the card accessories. That's all in there. This to the bottom down there has a nice little circular base here with the peg hole. Gonna be for the rod here. There you go, pretty secure. Can just come right off if you needed to, but all the way down there. And then you do have 2 little arm attachments, excuse me. You have a shorter one, it's kind of like a Y shape there, and has a hole at the bottom, and then has a longer one that has these 2 prongs with the hole at the bottom. So very nice. So you can get them 2 separate heights, so where one is that height, and then one is this height. So pretty good. Pretty nice. Not bad at all. It really gives it a lot more to work with. I guess we can just see what we'll be specifically using it for, because we do have our second stand here that is for the figure. How about I do, my stand will be right there, because then our other stand, the one for the figure, just comes in this little, also another bag, but not a actual locked up one. This is more standard for this kind of thing. Get everything add up there. There's the bag. We might as well put the bags away for now. All right. Of course, with this, do get... Am I missing something? I believe not. All right. So yeah, so here's your base here. It actually has 4 holes. Kind of a more rectangular shape with some soft kind of ends there. I'll need to file that down. That's some harsh plastic, so just one little thing, but we'll get to it. But still, pretty good. And then has the arm there, has 3 little hinge pieces, so you can hinge it up and back and all that. You can't, it's like of course you can rotate, but we'll get to that. It has the bend there, goes about that far. Bend the other way, goes that far. Pretty good. And then of course at the bottom with the larger peg there, does all the same things, can go all the way there and all the way back there. So pretty good. And of course inserts right in here. Can set it up. Usually my default's like doing this. If it works, it works. And then for attachments that go to that, have this peg piece that has the little arm things, and then have another one. What? That goes on here. Oh, okay. So this is the actual piece that, that attaches here on the stand. It has the 2 holes on the side, which is for this, because these are the actual little kind of like, I guess, kind of like hook pieces, but they kept them on the sprue here. So you kind of have to, I guess, well, you can just break it off just easily. You're not really, I'm not really too worried about these looking super nice. But there they are. That threw me off. Well, you can actually get this in there, and they are kind of a tight fit, which is kind of nice. Oh, you feel pretty tight, so that's nice. I do feel like it's like over time they might lose their strength there, but still pretty good. It can go all the way out and basically all the way in if it's not obstructed by the other little hook piece. We'll put that onto there. There we go. We got our second stand here for the setup here. We will move the little sprue. I guess it's nice that they include this. This is a neat little piece, like a little greebly. That's some better customizer than me would mess with. All right. I guess now the question is, what do we do first? Sometimes I'll do accessories first, but sometimes I'll do, the figure first. Because I do like these accessories. This whole setup looks pretty good, but, we can't have these accessories without the Gambit. At least when it comes to these, because these are more special. These are bigger, more grandiose. So at least for me, I think we're going to open up this Gambit first, get a look at them, go over everything, and then we'll get into the accessories for the final thing. So we're going to do this, as always. Okay. How about I back up just a bit? I think that's good. There we go. I'm going to get this Gambit open. Here's the top of our tray. Here and there he is. So I think first we're going to go over the hands, at least for him, and that separate head. And then we'll kind of see how the actual figure works. And then we'll get on to our additional accessories. So first, and I do notice with these, with the CT toys, that they don't have the little piece that connects the two. Because that's what I think Mafex usually does with their hands now whenever they do pairs. But I don't know if this is that old of a figure, so where they don't come with those, or they just didn't make them at CT Toys and just didn't care. I don't know the thing. But there is his splayed out hands. I will say the paint is a little thin on this hand. It's kind of all that flesh is coming through, even when it's supposed to be a glove, but still pretty cool. Is mine? Yes, my mic is on. The next have two kind of like, I guess, playing card between finger hands. This one's more out there, this one's more curved. So, and also still kind of a sloppy paint job, not the cleanest on the hands. Then we have the just your more relaxed hands, still have a bit of rough paint around there, but we're not really looking that close still. But we are looking at each individual thing and just commenting, because this is a, this is a third party thing. So I'm not really too surprised by this, and honestly, kind of don't really care half the time. There's our pair of fist hands. See, that's kind of rough there, but kind of what you get there. But then it has two holes, so these are actually your holding hands, like your tight grip. Yeah, that and that. Okay, and then have our I guess this is our split out kind of like effect holding hands that have two little pegs there that are clear. So that'll be very, I guess, interesting to see what those go with. So nice little set of hands. And then our alternate head. Gambit there actually looks pretty good. A little sloppy on around the ears and really on the mask, but it's like really, well, it's really down there mainly, but on here it's still actually pretty good. Like you're just have some more flesh tone, but it still looks really actually printed very well, very clean on the sculpted, and the hair sculpted is still very nice and intact and has a good wash there on the brown hair. So this actually looks pretty great. So I'm not complaining at all. Then we'll finally pull out the figure. There's our plastic thing right there. There's our plastic. That goes to the floor. Okay. I can see what they did here. Well, compared to the box, how close is this? Probably a little bit more lighter, I think, than the original, based on these pictures. I don't know if that's based on their images or lighting, but there is our Gambit figure. We'll say, can definitely tell that the trench coat isn't really the most accurate one to that original, but it still works pretty well. It is a bit light. I do kind of prefer it if it's probably a bit darker in shade, but you know, here's our just basic head sculpt. It looks really good. A little sloppy at the top on the edge, but not bad at all. Has the costume with the blue around the collar, and then has that more metallic blue on the outside, and then has those crazy kind of jagged lines on there. Is cool. Has the kind of purplish, pinkish kind of middle of the torso, all shiny looking, and then have that same kind of like matching kind of like edge there that kind of separates each part. There's a bit of glue residue, or that's just paint, so more black parts to, I guess, fill out. And then on the side, have your little square sections there. Paint's actually pretty good, well, except for right there on that one, but not too bad. But a sculpt there with the legs with the musculature, and then with the boots here with the knee pads with the triangle, and then the crazy pattern. I just dropped him, but he's fine. I don't know why my body will do that, but it does it. And then the trench coat, like, it doesn't look, it's not like enveloping entirely on him. I will say, like, the collar, I wish was a bit easier to manipulate. I guess we got it there. Or is his collar kind of supposed to be high? I guess it's kind of supposed to be that way. But it does seem a bit, it's like, I think it would sit like more, I don't know. I would say like more, a little bit more downward still to the back. Maybe if it's tucked down a little bit more, it might help a bit. All right. I think that's all right. Just getting this side down. That's always the hardest part. Always one side that doesn't want to work with the other. Okay, that's all right. It's not perfect, but it's going to get the job done, I guess. But there they are. There it is. And it does have wires here at the front of the body, so it has the high collar, has a thing going on there, but has a wire that goes from the actual, like, the front there. I think might even have a small one that might be in here in the collar too. So you can get pretty good poses, and then have a part in the back, so it's two separate full-on pieces there. So pretty cool. Actually, really nice articulation. Doesn't really hinder it at all. You can feel it down there. So pretty cool with the full jacket in display. But we will take off the jacket for a moment to look at the full rest of the costume underneath, and then to get full-on articulation here as well. So there's our fully uncloaked Gambit. Get his shoulders up. I think that looks a bit better there. Yeah, look at the guy. Look at this dude. Oh, he wants to give a bit, but that's fine. But he looks really cool. A bit skinny. Even though, like, he is, like, ripped. But do like these arm pieces here with the rectangles that match here, so that's pretty cool. And then it's just all black, sleek design there. And then on the back have that same patterning and everything going on there, the same as the front, all the details, everything painted. So pretty cool. Pretty nice. We do want to kind of get him because his torso middle is a bit off. Admittedly, it's been kind of off. Great. All right. So there he is, just standing there, looking cool. There. He looks pretty great. Looks pretty cool. All right. We'll finally get into articulation. Well, yeah, we won't have the jacket for now because I want to get the full thing of it. So at the head, you have a ball with a rod that goes to a ball at the top of the head there from the bottom of the neck. So with just that and also a ball at the bottom of the neck, we might as well just do it all. So there it is. There it is, all the way down to there, side to side, crazy ass tilt. Look at that. That's insane. Of course, rotate, kind of hula hoop action. Pretty good. I think we can even go more up. Look at that with the neck. That's awesome. And this is also supposed to be, I think, the same size as the original because, of course, with most of the CT toys before, they were more shrunken. So I was like, all right. Like they are technically a bit more smaller than they should be, but you know what? They still look great. So I mind this, and then this kind of evens it out back to your regular scale here. And then at the shoulders, you do have kind of like this. It's not like a butterfly joint, I guess. It's a. It's kind of like It's kind of like a. I guess. Kind of like a little like cover piece, so you can have this because the shoulder is on just a ball joint, so you can go forward about that far, come back about that far, and then kind of shift up and shift down on the shoulder, and then this piece will kind of move a bit. I think there might be like another ball like for this possibly, but I don't know. But at the shoulder hinge there, you go up about that far, come down that far, you do have a full rotation, a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, there we go, and then do have the wrist joint there. Oh, hand just comes right out, huh? It was not. Yeah, they're not 100% purely fit, but they're all right. Gotta use a bit of force to keep the hands on, but then you have a up and down hinge there, and then also if you rotate the hand too much, it'll actually just come off, but then you have a turn that into an in and out hinge there, so pretty good. And then at the torso, do have a bicep, like well, that's like a diaphragm. There's you have a cut there, so you can go back about that far. Go forward about that far. I don't know if I'm scratching up the paint or anything. It doesn't look like it, so it's taking it pretty well. And then side to side. And then with the waist in there too, you get about that far. About that far back, but that kind of gaps it up. But if you want to keep it from gapping at least too much, you can get like that much, so not too bad. Get full on side to side. Crazy. And then of course a 360 at the top, and also get the 360 at the bottom, but more so I think it's better and easier this way. So pretty good. And then at the legs, you do have a drop down there, but it goes right back up. You can hinge a little further with that drop down, so we can kind of do the splits. Kind of doing a, it's doing like a super kick that, like Shawn Michaels. Has the upper thigh swivel there. Has the double jointed knee. Oh yeah, also all pinless, but these are import kind of molds, so it makes sense. Pretty good there. And then at the foot, I don't think you have a boot swivel there at all. I kind of wish it would, but that's all right. But you have a ball with a rod that goes up there, so rotates around there, hinges forward, hinges back. Also has a bit of ankle rocker. Pretty good, not the best, but also does have toe joints, so goes up about that far, goes down about that far, so pretty nice. Nice little extra articulation, but feels pretty solid. I'm not really too worried about this because mainly it's like the joints, like the arms and the legs are all kind of like in that all black, so it doesn't really matter too much if they might scuff up each other because it's just going to be all black. I guess it's really going to see if it can actually like support itself, because it is not the most solid plastic, especially when it comes to the knees. I can feel that already. But if it's just kind of like a basic pose there, I mean, it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Looks pretty cool. Nice little figure. All right. So we will. Yeah, so we will. Yeah, we're gonna do some poses and then do some variations on these hands of what we can do for right now. Get this jacket back on. Of course, hand came off in the jacket, because this one has actually been taken off the thing. You can even like to see, even with this jacket, you can still get a really good pose with it. Still very dynamic. It works super well. Oh no, this is still kind of wonky. But this game, it looks great. Not too bad. So we will do some swapping. See how hard that is. Okay, so one thing I guess this is that the neck peg does come out with the regular head. I don't think it's supposed to do that. I think it's supposed to, be in there. I'm going to try putting the head back on in there, and then we're going to try removing it without taking the ball. Alright. I'll just have to do the thing. Hold on. Gotta get pliers out. Ugh. To extract this so he can actually play with this toy. Always gotta be a tool to use. Ugh. Our little thing. Probably could use a more thicker one, but this is what I have in my kit. This is what I'm just using for now. In any case, this probably does need to be heated up anyways. Which I will not be doing here on stream. Because I'm not prepared for that. I feel like I nearly got it out, but it's just so stubborn. Okay. Oh. We're nearly getting this peg out. I don't think I'll be able to. Sorry, gang. But at least for example, it's actually pretty good because it is kind of like that. It does feel more smirky, like more personality, so I would actually like it. And I was like, and it kind of, well, it doesn't sit on the neck. I need the peg, which I cannot get at the moment. Can I actually use something? I think I can use, actually. Hold on. I'm going to actually try to actually do this because it kind of annoys me that I can't. Oh. Going on a mission. A mission from God. Yes. I think it's in here. do. I have this. I haven't been using this for like a while. We got this one. These kind of tweezers. A little thicker. Actually, nicer quality too. Man, I'm like on the verge. I just don't want to come out. Ugh. Don't know if I'll just be able to do it. Might have to just stay in there. Man, that kind of sucks. All right. Oh, well. Well, at least you got like that little preview. We'll do one more little. Maybe like that. It looks pretty cool. It looks actually pretty sick, but oh well. Not meant to be. For now. All right, so gonna switch up our hands here. I think we will. What do I have? This one. Okay. We're using the left hand to grip for the thing. And then have this card holding one. I'm trying to debate if I want to do a splayed out or do a more relaxed. Also have peg one. Well, that one we have to use for the accessories. But I think we'll use just this separate one. So we're going to switch out the hands and see how they actually go into the wrist here. Maybe a little tougher. I kind of actually want to be careful with these wrist pegs because they don't feel super solid. They're not super tight. So they're moving around a bit. Kind of like running away from the hand. Okay, come on. I feel like you're nearly there. I can feel it. Oh, come on. This stupid hand. I can't really get a grip on it. Because it's also so small. Here, let's do the other hand. Can we also do this? Or is this going to be like too much? So I also got to heat these up. might be a little more cold because they've been around since like December. We did get one. Okay, so we did get this hand in there. Just this grip hand. There we go. It's in there. Get them all posed up. I did not break it, thank God. I just pulled out the leg, so thankfully it's made to do that. I was literally just pushing on it like a freak. Oh. Okay. That back in all the way? Okay. I won't push it too much. All right. Okay. There we go. Or just like that. Very kind of basic, but you know, if it works, it works. Kind of want them to have a bit more equal blowing of the cape. Well, of the trench coat. Why is this all fuckery-do? There we go. But there he is. Looking pretty sick. Why does this look so weird? Hold on. I need to get this guy in a different angle. We're gonna have to move this over. To actually center this again. There we go. Look at that. That actually doesn't look too bad. That's actually, yeah. That's what I'm going for. That's what I want. That looks great. All right. Not going to mess with that anymore. He looks amazing. I love this. There's such vibes right now, bro. And look at the second tray. It's crazy shit, bro. I can get this tray open. Plastic there. First, have our pair of kind of like multi-trading card throws. Where you have one that's a little more skinnier, more smooth, and has kind of like more of a lightish pink to the translucent plastic. It has the 3 white cards, and then you have the bigger one that's a little bit more longer, has kind of like a more flame effect to it, and then has 3 other cards that are actually, are they about the same size? Yeah, they're still about the same size. I think these ones are just, yeah, they look bigger because they have a bigger base, but they're still supposed to be the same size card or same type of card. So really cool accessories there, nice add-ons. And we have, we'll do a little flame effect. Assume goes at the end of his little staff there. Have the other end has a pair of cards that are in that pink kind of flame effect there, kind of matching with the big ones. Oh, drops it immediately. And his little card with the streak on there, all white. Doesn't have any other things on there. It's just a straight white kind of card. I feel like they did have, did they not have anything on the original? I guess they didn't. Still pretty good. Oh yeah, and then you can see actually on the box, I didn't even notice, you have all the accessories actually on their designated hands. So this one is supposed to go into the right one, and then that other, just that dual flame one is on the left one. But I can probably do, you know, whatever I want anyways. It does make sense. What if I do this? This still take the card? Or will it be like, no, you're weird, which looks like that's what it's saying to me, but I want to see. I'm like, what, can I? Okay, that does kind of actually put a divot in the card piece there because I pushed so hard onto it. Because I was just trying to put it inside the thing. Maybe it is better having the 2 flaming. I don't know how I'm supposed to get these in here. Man, they got white paint all over the hands. Yeah, that's kind of... Ugh. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Still gonna do it. I mean, you can take it off with just your thumb. Pretty alright. Just kind of worse on the actual flesh finger. There, the flesh colored finger. Alright. Trying to see how does this actually look. Okay, so they're supposed to be like this. And it's the big and small. Like that. That is very weird. I think it makes sense, but... It's very specific, okay. And that's supposed to be the best way to do it. Like the most accurate. Move the legs back. All right. There we go. So there it is. Actually looks pretty sick. Does kind of suck having the white paint getting off there, but you know, that's how they do it. Let's get rid of this plastic. And then our very last accessory that we'll be looking at is his staff. It's just a metal kind of piper kind of staff there that has little black grooves there. Little ridges there. Go all the way down. Whole thing, and then just solid ends there. So pretty good. And it's kind of like a bluish hue, so it gives it a little bit more of that shine, a little bit more comic booky, and it kind of matches with the boots a bit. Actually, it's like a perfect match. Then that goes into this peg hole. One. Ugh. And then I get paint on it. There you go. Look at that. Look at that dude. Look at all that swagger and coolness and all just one. Yeah. Just one pose like that. He looks shelf ready. He looks like a major upgrade. This is great. This is just worth it by itself. It's not perfect, admittedly. There is a few flaws with how they're specifically doing the paint on the fingers, and then little QC issues here and there, and then with the big cards, with the little cards that go in the hands. And then we do have these little flame effects. Here. They're not supposed to be going the same way. Or maybe it is supposed to be the opposite. Hold on. Reference picture. What does it show? Shows them going the same way, I guess. Not really, but it's like how they have them pointed. It feels more like a magic effect than actual like flame thing. Well, that's pretty cool. All right. Probably not my favorite look. I probably just prefer just the clean stuff without the pink thing, but if I can make it work, I'll make it work. Looks pretty all right, though. It's pretty cool. I do want to see... Okay, we are going to take off most of this. You want to try the whole big throwing effect. We're going to take off these hands, take off these cards. Yeah, they got these come off pretty easily, all this white paint. Onto the coat. None there. Prefer not. Alright. What do I gotta do for this? Reference. It does connect in the hand. Alright. Then we'll do another hand. So we'll do just a one hand because we want to be careful. Which one do I think is the most not prone to break? Probably. Or we'll just easily just do just the right one if it'll go in, I guess. It is a tight fit, so once it's in there, it's in there. You can't get it out. Okay. Also, this is a very awkward hand because everything is stabbing your finger. So it's not very comfortable to find a spot. Ooh. Okay, so that's where that's at. All right. Then we'll do just a regular splay down hand on the other side. Okay, so we'll do this one first. Oh, we have to go even further? Okay. I don't think this will really support this. Like, at all. Definitely not forwards. It can barely do this. I mean, it looks alright. It's just kind of low. It should be like that. But it can't support the weight of this. So it just kind of has to sit there. So we'll have to like get something to like tighten up these joints. Make this a little better experience, but then we'll real quick show off the bigger one, which I'm like, what the hell do we do with this now? That first one is too small. This one is definitely way too much. Let me get this. Here's the thing. It just still can't really support the weight of that, but I think that actually is a point of contention. Finally be using our stand, and we will probably use our more. Do we want? Well, we might do just regular height. Might be fine for our stand, because I think that'll be for this guy. I assume that's what this is for. Unless it's like, no, you gotta use the big one. I feel like even like that feels pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. That's okay for my circumstances. Even like just that. Like, that's pretty good. I don't know if this is still the correct orientation, but this is what I'm guessing. Because, of course, they don't show anything. So, yeah. I think this is pretty good. This is all right. This is okay for now. I can probably do better. But this works as an example of how this works. Possibly. These to the side. Move our these here. We got our one card. Do I want to try that? Well, that's on the other hand then. Well, no, that's that. Where's my... Okay. Oh. All right. Next, what do we have? That hand, this hand. So I need my staff. Go from the bottom, go to the top. Okay. Okay. Try and get these legs working. Get this pose right for y'all. We can have a solid gambit to show off. There we go. Oh, hold up. That actually did pretty well. All right. Why does this hand not want to go on now? Very loud. Alrighty. Okay. I think that's our closest to what I want to get right now. I think that noise is not getting picked up. It's very loud. Sorry if y'all hear like a fan or anything in the background. Oh, there he is. There's our Gambit. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. That's a pretty solid Gambit. Oh, pretty good there. There you go. There's our Gambit. Yeah, that feels a little more appropriate angle. Hold on. Okay. There he is. All his plastic glory as he blends in to everything around him. He honestly does look great. He looks amazing. I know. It's a third-party figure. Not the greatest quality. A little rough in some patches. But still works. Still works pretty well. It feels alright. I'm not entirely scared it's going to break easily. I kind of wish I could switch out the heads. Definitely a little bit more so. I want to try this kind of separate head, but do also want to try some, hopefully like a Marvel Legends, if we'll get another kind of good Gambit. Maybe try the head on that on here, because I know the Marvel Legends, where is it? Well, it's the version of the X-Men where they all had the same costume, had the yellow and blue costumes. And the head, that Gambit has in that 3-pack of Marvel Legends. Looks really good on this body, apparently. So, kind of was thinking about that. Might even get a custom. Because it just looks that damn good. But this looks really good, though, still. It's like these head sculpts are nothing to slouch on. Like, they look great. It's like, and I love how, like, the hair kind of swoops up and kind of, like, falls down a bit. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of, like, kind of like, like 80s kind of like early 90s pop, where it's all like weird. They have all the big hair. Kind of even like kind of rock, but maybe a little more techno, more poppy. Kind of that hair, I guess, in my mind. But pretty good. We'll keep our stuff back here. I do got a lot, but I kind of want to keep them all in frame as it go around. Even if you don't see them, if they're back there, it feels right. Do that, do this, do that, do those. Okay. So that's all back there. Again, it's all right here. So now, Oh man, look how badass this guy looks. This is such a great freaking figure, bro. All right. Now we're going to move on to our comparisons. What are we at? We're at 2 hours. All right. So first, our first two. It's going to, of course, be my Gambit. That's on the shelf. I do have the first the Marvel Legends Gambit as well, but this one's actually kind of closer. I think a better comparison. So, and they're basically the same. So I'm not really too concerned. I might try separate head on later, but I don't think it's going to look that good. But here's this thing. We get rid of this fuzz. Okay. Gee Louise. All right. Here's Gambit. Next to Gambit. This one isn't too bad. I do like it. Like I like how it sits down a little bit more on the head. So we can at least try it on there. It's like, because this thing is so big anyways. Proportions are massive. Like, it's okay. It's not the greatest. I definitely prefer just a regular standard head. All right. Okay. Then how was he just now? What the heck? Oh. All right. That's fine for now. I shouldn't be tweaking this too much. I should just leave it, bro. Now it looks a little uglier. All right. There's our first Gambit. Well, our second Gambit. Looks all right. And then I'm going to go straight into our CT Toys Wolverine. And goddamn, don't these look great. Actually, kind of like the fact that Wolverine is still a bit shorter, but still much wider. A lot stockier in the build. And man, that brown suit, it just looks so freaking good. He does look kind of, his proportions do feel kind of a little weird, but the height's there, and I think they do match each other pretty well. So, yeah, these definitely blend in more compared to this and this. Like, this one's fine, but this one, way better, so really nice. We'll just put these to the side. Oh. All right, I'm gonna move this crap. Oh. Excuse me, a little intermission as I move everything out of my freaking way. Oh. Might as well just do this while standing. I'll be sitting over here. Okay. Now, keep on going with CT Toys, but with a SH Figuarts. Have the SH Figuarts Spider-Verse 2099, Spider-Man 2099 from Across the Spider-Verse. Is that it? It looks pretty good. It is a little shabby, but it is not too bad. And then we have the actual Mafex Scarlet Spider, the official one. So this one actually feels like, you know, it's a very solid figure. It looks great. It's probably my perfect, you know, setup here. I love this Marvel Legends. Well, I love this Scarlet Spider so much. It's just so well done. Stop doing Andrew Garfield. Getting this to work is stupid. All right. They look pretty good. And then now, what? Hold on. 2, 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Do him by himself then, or do we do... Okay. Here, we'll do these two together. This is going to be a weird duo. But, yeah, but now continuing on for other, like, third-party figures. And one that we looked at last week. The, I've already forgotten the name. The Muay Thai fighter from Kami one, the Dragon Ball Z Gogeta, who has been on the shelf like that. Well, on the table, it has I have a whole Dragon Ball table over here. And then now, finally, fully continuing on with X-Men here on out. Charles Xavier from the Marvel Legends, the Riders wave. A pretty fun figure with the additional telepath kind of thing going on there. And we're probably going to leave Charles back here now, because that's how I kind of want to do this. Have him in the center. Then and build up everyone from there. Well, Gogeta's got to go for now. Gogeta, but this figure is so good now. This Gogeta is like worth every freaking penny, bro. It's so freaking good. All right, going on with X-Men. We have the leader, the man, a Cyclops, have this whole thing going on there, and as you can see, all that's gone from here. So sorry it's a bit barren over there, but there we go. But then there's Rogue, and she looks very good. She looks pretty good next to Gambit. I know that they've announced a Mafex one, but it hasn't released yet. It's been a while, apparently, since they've even shown it off or even talked about it. So, figure out something. See what the heck's going on. Good. Okay, we'll get Wolverine in here already. Okay, but we still need to compare. So then I have the Marvel Legends Wolverine. This one, what is this from? The X-Men 97 wave, I believe, with the different thing. This thing is like so annoying. Okay. But with the with the VHS head on it, so it is a little more pale at the top head, but I like the snarling so much, even if it doesn't really match the arms. I have to get him standing up, and he's also pinless. This is kind of like, okay. So this Wolverine, yeah, in the brown suit, he's kind of like my Avengers Wolverine, because he has been a part of the Avengers, including Spider-Man, who I do count as an addition, because I have so many, so it doesn't even matter. And then I have the tiger stripe here. Oh my god. Just trying to check my chat. We will put him in here. No, Rogue takes priority over him. Hold on, y'all. Struggle bus is coming. Okay, there's our Gambit. There he is. There's our Gambit. All right. All right. And then we have Jean Grey. And she actually looks pretty good. Probably they're still all a bit more kind of brighter here. Jean can kind of go back over here. I know you want to do it. I find a reason to focus on this face. Come on, you almost have it. Why? Why no? Why you no? Okay. Next, you got Storm, the first kind of newer Marvel Legends from 2018. You got Storm. I did not get the new X-Men 97. At least not yet. I just haven't felt like it. And I have her with a little kind of wind effect in my mind. Maybe like making storm clouds. Maybe add some lightning later on, but there she is. Doing her thing. And then we have Nightcrawler, who does look pretty good. And this is the X-Men 97 body because it's all pinless. But I have the first release that Hasbro did head on there because I think it just looks better. And it's just the perfect combination of everything that I like of these characters. Okay, then next, couple of big guys. We got Beast in the lab coat, because that's my favorite look. And then we got Bishop. He's all right. I think I definitely need to still get a different head sculpt because I just don't really care too much for the short hair. For the long hair, and then Beast is Beast size, so he kind of towers a bit. But they look pretty spectacular. And this Beast, it's still great. I'm not complaining about this one at all. It looks so good. He's cool. We're here with his X gene. There we go. There we go. This is all right. That's pretty good. All right, the next have Iceman and Jubilee. I do have the new one that they released from the X-Men 97, but I'll see if I actually review that. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. With some figures that I probably wouldn't really be too amped on, and it's a lot of X-Men right now. Kind of like, ugh, that's a lot. Like, I don't know if a lot of people want X-Men at the moment, but we're seeing, I guess. And I'm trying to get this feet working. This figure hasn't been messed with for a bit, but it's pretty good still. And it looks fine. It's not perfect exactly for Iceman, but I have to see that new one. Like in person, I haven't really seen it. So there he is, and then there's Jubilee. Definitely need to get the new effects for her for sure. So, something to do. Some point. Yeah. I think we'll actually get Bobby over here. I feel like that's more akin to his crew here, because he's kind of with the original crew. Jubilee back there. And then another big guy with Colossus. And then we have Kitty Pryde, because you know it's the pair, it's the couple. Well, the other couple, besides like the triangle that's going on there, but you know. Kitty Pryde and Colossus. And Colossus just looks great. I'm not even worried about this like at all with the Marvel Legends. This is just the one. It's so good. There he is all the way freaking back there. Kitty Pryde looks all right. Is kind of basic, but is there. There we go. All right. Look at that X-Men. And then getting to our villains over here. Sorry if this keeps being weird. Oh, all right. But here we have. Oh my God. Why is this like blowing out my camera? There we go. Can this calm the freak down, bro? Why are you doing this? Okay. Here we have the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Magneto with the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive. Why are you doing this? Mystique. Sorry. I'm trying to still look at this freaking camera, see why it's not working. But it's pretty good. Nice to get some bad guys in here. Then a couple more villains. And I guess one is kind of slightly half X-Men because it kind of counts for all of them else. We got Emma Frost there. This is the Uncanny X-Men one, but with a comic head. She's been my main display one for a while. And then we have Pyro, I think his name is. He's pretty cool. All right. Pretty sweet. So yeah, so nice little pairing there. I do have the new one also of Emma Frost, so might open that at some point too anyways, because we gotta... Of course, she still has the heels, so still a little bit of a thing to get her standing. But if we can get it... Whoa. Playing dominoes again. Always a close game here. It's bound to happen. There we go. Okay. And we'll get Storm in here. All right. You got Emma Frost. Here. Pyro here. Or we'll do Pyro and then... Why is this screwing up everything? All right. Then our last two characters. We got Toad, because he's a weird mutant guy and one of my only actually classic kind of villains. And then we have the Goblin Queen, all her Goblin Queeniest, doing her thing. So yeah, pretty cool, I guess, or not, depending on what figures you ask, I guess. course, something that falls over there where I got figures at. He's got a thing on him. Bruh. This ain't worth it. They just gotta go in the back. They just gotta go. Magneto, you're good. Need a Magneto. Mystique, gotta respect her. Even if she's an older figure, she still kind of holds up a bit. I do need to get the new one because that one does look better. And that's fine there, and then could do have Toad. Nice. Nice. Then we'll do Goblin Queen just back here. Just enough. All right. Get Gogeta in here for fun. More so in the back. Then get Scarlet Spider. Let's do look at that. What's this freaking Fortnite, bro? This shit is crazy. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, the other Gambit. One last one, then we're done. You be careful. Okay. There we go. There is our whole setup. Full entire look at the CT Toys X-Men Gambit. pretty good. A nice, fun figure. And just feels great. Few QC issues with the paint, specifically with the white paint coming off the cards, and then with the wrist not really being able to support the card throwing effects. I feel like it would have been nice to have like more smaller ones, even with the original, because I don't know how well those Mayfex ones do anyways with those, unless you use like the giant thing. I'll have to watch the reviews again, but you know, that's still a pretty cool figure. A lot of fun. And as y'all can see, it really adds a bit to the collection. Really does kind of centerpiece it pretty well. Will be still pretty good. No, it's not looking right. There we go. All right. But yeah, hope y'all have enjoyed this. Have enjoyed the stream. Be sure to like this stream if you would be so pleased. Comment if you feel like it, what you want to see here on the channel. More live streams, more videos, more shorts. What kind of content y'all want to, I guess, consume from me as a toy reviewer and as a dude who just does stuff. I probably got to do more bits. I think that's probably the main thing. Got to get back into that, but you know, I haven't just had the time, haven't really had the energy to do bits. You know, things been happening. Life is life. The world is a world. But yeah. Also, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. It would really help a lot. Want to get to, it's like want to attempt to get to 500 by the end. By the end of this year. But if not, oh well. Maybe 400. That would be cool. Kind of like it's like, oh, it might be starting. It might be a little bit more. Hopefully, more people will be watching this sooner than later. Getting a bit more content out there. I gotta get videos done at some point. Maybe I'll finally do it. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. Or I don't know. Kind of still of a time crunch, even with just 3 days off. So it'll be weird. Cause I gotta do stuff. I gotta do adult stuff. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I love this setup. I love this whole thing going on here. Gambit's great. Very cool addition to the X-Men shelf. So yeah, hope y'all have enjoyed. And I will see y'all next week for the birthday live stream. My birthday. Which is on Saturday, but we're doing a stream on Friday. Because that's what we do. So, kind of like early birthday. We'll be looking at the Fawn Joy David Cornsweet Superman figure. It looks really good. Thank you, Silent Rob, for sending that. I will see y'all next week. Goodbye.